Good morning student. Now we will do next application of Biot-Savart law, that is magnetic field at the axis of any current carrying coil. Suppose we have this axis of current carrying coil and it will be the axis of current carrying coil, and we have to find the magnetic field at the axis of the coil. Let's start. The third application we are doing of Biot-Savart law. Magnetic field at the axis of circular current carrying coil conductor. Got it? Now we will consider a circular current carrying coil is a circular current carrying coil if we place it as this, and this is the axis of current carrying coil and the current is anti-clockwise direction. The current is in anti-clockwise direction. This is I. Got it? Now we have to find the magnetic field or the axis point. We will consider a point P at the axis. To find the magnetic field at the axis of circular coil, we will consider two small current element diametrically opposite. Means we will consider, suppose a current element means a small length of current carrying conductor. First conductor AB, then second conductor current element we will consider at the diametrically opposite point. This will be the second BC. AB and CD. Suppose we have considered here AB a current element and here CD current element, and due to these two current elements we will find the magnetic field at this point. We will always consider the distance from the source to the point as small r. Suppose these 2 points we have to find at the r distance. This is the axis radius of the coil. We will consider radius of the coil is r and it will be, we can say, x. The distance on the axis of the current carrying coil. Now we will consider the magnetic field at point this due to this current element and at point this due to this current element. Suppose first we have to consider this is the axis. Consider a circular current carrying coil. As the coil is circular, then we have definitely one property, the radius of the coil. We will mention here of radius capital R, and having current, carrying current you can write here, current carrying I. Now we will consider a point P at axis where we have to find out the magnetic field. Now we will consider and two current element AB and CD diametrically opposite. Got it? Now according to Biot-Savart law, we have magnetic field due to any current carrying coil is according to Biot-Savart's law, dB is equal to upon 4 pi IDL sin theta upon r square. Here, if we have considered it for AB, then mu naught upon 4 pi constant, it will be remains for CD also, I remains same for CD also, and we have considered both the current element. Ideal means having the same distance, same length. Ideal, it will be same for AB and CD. Sin theta, it will be constant for both the current element, and r distance, it will be same as the point is on the axis of coil. So small r will be same for both the current element. Means we can write here this term as equal to dB1 is equal to dB2, B1 for AB, or here we write CD is equal to dB, means it will be remain same both. So we can write only dB, or if we have writing dBAB and dBCD, then it will be equal. Both the value are equal. Now this is the according to Biot-Savart law. Now sin theta, what will we have sin theta? If we have current carrying coil and the distance from the coil to axis, it will always make 90-degree angle with this perimeter of the circle. If we rotate it, the angle between these two will change. It will always be 90 degree. It is 90 degree. If we rotate it 90, 90, 90, 90, always it will 90. So we will write here sin theta is equal to 90. Then dB is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi IDL upon r square, as sin 90 is equal to 1, and the angle between DL and R is 90 degree. Angle between DL and R is 90 degree, and sin 90 is equal to 1. Then we have magnetic field. What about the direction? As we know, the direction of magnetic field, induced magnetic field, always perpendicular to the DLR plane. DLR plane. Here we have DLR plane is this plane. Here we have DL and the R is this. Means DL and R, this plane. Then we have magnetic field DB perpendicular to this plane, means in this direction, having 90-degree angle. This is DB1 due to AB, and this is also with 90 degree. DB2 at the 90 degree. Got it? Now we have to merge these two magnetic field induced, as these are two are a vector. We will apply the vector property. Firstly, we will divide its component. Here we have perpendicular component and horizontal component. Here we have, suppose this angle will be phi, it will be also phi, then it is 90 and it is 90, definitely this angle will be phi. This is 90 and this is 90. If phi is subtracted from the 90, then phi will be added from the to the 90. This will be also phi. Then this component will become dB2 cos phi, and it become dB1 cos phi. And already we have explained dB1, dB2. I am writing here 1 and 2. dB1 is equal to dB2. Means both are equal in opposite, so cancel out as they follow the vector property. So dB1 cos phi is cancelled out by the dB2 cos phi. We have the another component of dB1 sin phi in this direction. If I make it it again. AB, CD. DB1, DB2. Here, if this phi, it will be also phi. Then this will DB1 cos phi. It become DB2 cos phi. And here DB1 sin phi and again DB2 sin phi. Is it clear or not? Now, this is the plane of R. Here we have x distance and the radius is capital R and the current is anti-clockwise. This is the axis. Current is anti-clockwise and the current anti-clockwise. So we have outward away from the center. It's a O center, then magnetic field away from the center. If the current is anti-clockwise, then magnetic field away from the center. If the current is clockwise, then magnetic field towards the center. Then we have magnetic field dB1 sin phi away from the center, dB2 sin phi away from the center. They both follow vector properties. So we will add up according to vector properties. Now, magnetic field at P due to both current element dB is equal to integration throughout the limit due to circular current carrying coil. B is equal to dB sin phi and here we have 0 to 2 pi r. The radius of the coil. Put the value of dB. B is equal to 0 to 2 pi r and here we have mu naught upon 4 pi I dl upon r square sin phi. Take the constant term outside the integration. Then we have B is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I upon I sin phi. Sin phi we have already. No, sin phi not cancel out. Sin theta is cancel out. Now, sin theta is 90 degree which make here. This was cancel out. And here we have sin phi with d phi. Then sin phi is constant term because sin phi remains same throughout the all the current element we have taken on the circular coil. For all the current element, phi angle will remain same. So it will be considered as constant and write here from the outside of the integration. R will remain same for all the current element throughout the perimeter of the coil. Then integrate 0 to 2 pi r dl. After integration we have B is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I sin theta upon r square L and limit 0 to 2 pi r. B is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I sin phi upon r square 2 pi r. What we have? 2 pi r, cancel out pi, 2, and here we will put the value of mu naught upon 2 r square I, and sin theta here from sin phi. Sin phi is equal to capital R upon small r. Capital R upon small r, and here we have already capital R. Then mu naught I upon 2r cube r square. This is the magnetic field due to current carrying coil on the axis at distance x. Means we have to write this formula in terms of x as we have considered on the axis. Then r is equal to r square plus x square to the power 1 upon 2. Then b become mu naught I upon 2, in place of r I will write r square plus x square to the power 3 upon 2. Here we have already 3, and the power upon 2 is from this. Then we have the final relation is r square. This is the magnetic field at any point on the axis at distance x due to circular current carrying coil. And now the direction, what we have, if current is anti-clockwise, direction of magnetic field. First, if current clockwise, anti-clockwise, listen, if current is anti-clockwise, then outward from the center or away from center. Second, if current clockwise, then towards the center. These are the direction of magnetic field at the axis of the current carrying coil. Now, if they have magnetic field, it behaves as magnetic field away from the center and magnetic field towards the coil. Means this coil behaves as a magnet, and the side which we have having the anti-clockwise direction behave as north pole, and the side which behave as the current clockwise behave as the south pole. This is all about the magnetic field due to circular current carrying coil. Now we have a graph for this. As on increasing the value of x, the denominator of this term will increase and the all value of b will decrease. Means we have graph between b and x. This is b and this is x. It will be at maximum at the center. When we put in place of x 0, it will be maximum value of b as minimum value of denominator term. Then this is at x is equal to 0, it will maximum, and on moving axis it will decrease gradually. This is the graph for the magnetic field due to current carrying coil. This is all about magnetic field due to current carrying coil on the axis of circular coil.